In this video, I will show you how to put together this Flying Witch treat box, which is a Halloween SVG file from Simply Crafty SVGs. So this video, I'm going to show you how to put together this free Flying Witch treat box. These are all the pieces. This is a printable tag, so you can change the colors in there depending on how your machine works. So there's 3 different layers in here. So the back, there's a cut portion, and then these 2 are, if you were to, let's just say, flatten it, in its default they're all black, but it's usually like a white background and default is black. Let me show you what the default is. So if you were to bring this into Cricut Design Space, this is how it comes, and you can go ahead and flatten it and it'll become printable. It'll print this, or you could go in there to the different layers and change the colors, which I did. So I changed the big part to a light yellow, kind of like yellowish, to match this a little bit better. And then I put like a little blue that matches this blue card. So that's up to you what you want to do, but you can just print it out like this, just flatten it. And then in Silhouette, it's similar. You just cut on the outside and print and cut for printables. And then there's other machines that do it slightly different. So I use Shortcuts a lot, which is similar, but it has a couple extra steps. So anyways, you can make, so I was playing around with different ones, because I had to do a print and cut for just one anyway, so, but I like that one. You can see the difference. So this is the default. This is the one I ended up with. So we're going to put that aside. What I want to do first is to do a little inking. So I'm going to ink the edges of this, and this. So not necessarily this. This is the background of the moon, or the moon, my rendition of the moon. So we're going to go ahead and take these. This just goes like this. I'll show you. So to make it kind of stand out a little bit better, we're going to ink it the edges with, for this one, pumice stone. So I'm using Distress Oxide and these little finger brushes, and this happens to be iCrafter, but there's other ones similar to that out there. And I have those linked in my description. So I'm just going to go ahead and go around this, and why I chose this and not black is because I just want a slight edge, just to give it, to highlight it a little bit. So when you're using ink, you probably want to play around with it with your paper. So a lot of times what I do is I just take a little piece of the color that I want to use, and then I go and play around with the different inks and see which ones I want to use. So you can see I'm just blended it in. Let's see if you can see the difference. The edges kind of show up a little bit against the white better, but it's very slight because I don't want to have really dark. I mean, you might want black, but, and this is where it becomes more noticeable. So right here without it, that's what it looks like, but we're going to add a little bit to the edge, so it makes it a little bit more dimensional. I like to use this pumice stone on, usually on black. It's a good alternative to like the white for Halloween items. I'm not going to use it on any black this time though. So that's that. So you can see when I glue them together, it gives it a little bit more of a dimensional look. Put those aside, and then we'll ink this. We're going to go ahead and use a spiced marmalade for this. And I want this kind of slight, so I'm going to get a lot of the extra stuff off. So I played around with a couple different colors. The thing with these brushes, with these finger brushes, is the harder you go, the more, depending on the ink you have. But with Distress Oxide, I can get more of a softer look if I blend in. But if I go hard against the edge, so it really just takes some practice. I'm not the greatest of it. I've been doing it for a while, but still could do more, you know. I could do better. So for Distress Oxide, it does blend really well. So I'm just kind of blending it in without a whole lot of pressure. And then I have that the way I like. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those together. So I'll put that aside. So take that. I like to use a piece of paper for that. I'm just going to glue this. It's perfectly round, so I'm using American Crafts textured cardstock. And because I like the look of it. It cuts really well. There's a couple things that cut really well right now, and this is one of them. There's similar papers out there. I'm just going to line it up carefully. Don't want it too far off because I don't want the glue that I put on that back to show up. It's my simple version of a moon. Let's go ahead and put these together. So I'm just going to make sure you have it the correct way, dry fit it first so you know where it goes. So it's just going to fit right there. Now we're going to go ahead and put the box together, but we'll put a couple of these things on first. So we're going to go ahead and place this moon. So it's always easier to place things if you can when it's flat. So I'm going to put the big part to the left and then the smaller part. So it doesn't have to be exact. But that's the way you're going to see it, because we're going to have the clouds down here. So I'm just going to make sure it's lined up. And then I just want to see where the clouds are going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and place them under here. So this is up to you, how you want to. We're going to place that last. So that looks about right. So you can take your tag. The tag can go over that. But I'm just going to put it on the lower 3/4 of it. There we go. It doesn't have to be perfect. It is whatever you think looks good to you. The reason I didn't put the witch on is because I'm putting foam tape on it. Same thing with this. So I'm going to just pop it up. The one I have. So it could go a little higher too. So nothing about has to be perfect. So now make sure this is all folded on each of the score lines, like so. We're going to go ahead and fold this over and glue the box together. So this is a pretty simple box. Going to line it up like that. I'm just going to go ahead, and if you want to, I always say if you're going to put something in there, a couple of things heavy, you can always glue it like that, or you could glue them on the inside, but we're going to put them on the outside or on the bottom. Oops. Go like this. And so this just strengthens it if you put a lot in there. If you want to give lots of treats in it, then so we're just going to fold those under and then apply pressure against the edges here. It's a real simple box. Make sure you get those nice and flush and secure. And then we can go ahead and finish it off. So all I'm going to do is I put foam tape on the little witch silhouette. This. So I didn't put it on that part, but I wanted to kind of go over. So I have to see how I like it, see what kind of angle I want. I like it kind of sticking out a little bit that way. go so at an angle like that. I'm going to put the foam tape up too high, so I'll just get that off. Don't put it on the hat. And then I put foam tape already on this, on the back of those. So I like to pop that up too. So a little have a little happy Halloween. Center it. And there it is. A little witch, flying witch with the moon in the background. I can hold quite a few. I mean, I'll put a couple things in here. A couple wreaths. So there it is. So you can see that it holds a couple pieces and a little bit more. I just have a couple wreaths in there. And it's just a cute little, easy to make Halloween treat box. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you did like it, remember to give me a little thumbs up down below. Thank you so much for watching.